All right, team, I'm back. I'm not sure what happened. I think my internet signal just dropped for a second. Hopefully you can just refresh. I'll kind of give it a second to refresh. So I'll just sort of repeat where I was for context. Hopefully folks will be able to jump on shortly, and we'll pick up where we left off. Somebody's got to break the cycle. Somebody's got to be willing to say, I'm not going to retaliate. I'm not going to retaliate. In the same way that we are asking and we are promoting and we are hoping that in a trauma situation, those that have suffered the trauma are willing to risk and are strong enough to say, I forgive the perpetuator. Or the perpetrator. I forgive the aggressor. I forgive the individual that has wrecked me and that has harmed me and that has brutalized me. I forgive that individual. And so I am asking an equally difficult task for those of us that are up to it to say, give ear, listen to the voice of your enemy. Listen to those that disagree with you. Listen to those that might, under the right circumstances, might be willing to do you harm. We have to believe love is more powerful. We have to believe love is more powerful. We have to believe love is more powerful than hate and violence and harm. We have to believe it. We have to believe that. And so we're going to walk out loving our enemies by seeking to understand their side. We're going to walk out, we're going to live out, we're going to unpack the idea of loving our enemies by first listening and seeking to understand. By second, being patient. Am I asking you to let your guard down to an extent that you can be harmed? No, you've heard me say it before. I'll say it again, that one person was called to be a sacrifice for the world, that Jesus Christ has already come and died. So you don't have to die for someone else. I'm not asking you to give yourself to the slaughter. I'm not asking you to be burned on the altar of understanding and tolerance. I am asking you to risk something, though, by listening and seeking to understand the other side. And in doing that, the relationships that may be formed could blow your mind, could absolutely just overwhelm you. And that's where we want to get. That's where we want to get, folks. We want to get to the place where we walk in love to the degree that there is no fear. That there is no fear, because love overcomes fear. Love conquers fear. There is no force greater. Remember, I quoted a couple weeks ago my good friend Bruce Dixon. Bruce Dixon, one of the intrepid travelers. I shared his story with you. Former CEO, now traveling the world, seeking to understand and seeking to enrich and seeking to engage in conversation and seeking to learn about different cultures, because he was compelled, he was pulled on this journey by God to kind of travel and learn. And one of the things that Bruce pointed out was God is love. And so if God is love and we're striving to be like God, then we should become love. And love casts out fear. And if God is love, there's nothing more powerful than God. There's nothing more powerful than love. Shout out to my cousin Sunset. Love you, girl. Thank you for joining us. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you and the babies are doing well. There's nothing more powerful than love. And if we can embrace that truth, if we can get our arms around that truth, that there is nothing more powerful than love, this revolution will take off. This love revolution will take off. But there's some risk involved. There's some risk involved. You have to be willing to put down your stones. You have to be willing to put down your glove. And you have to be willing to give the other side a chance. Folks, we have gotten so far away from where we were created. I understand that for a number of us, the Supreme Court justice hearing, the Judge Brett Kavanaugh hearing, has been incredibly traumatic for some of us, because some of us are now forced to relive sexual assaults that we've survived, that we've made it through, and to hear Dr. Ford's testimony picked apart, and to hear her credibility challenged. Sexual assault really is, one of, maybe it's the only crime where the victim is saddled with the burden of proof. It's unreal what we ask the victim to endure in order to prosecute a sexual assault. And so I understand that this hearing has been incredibly challenging. Folks, it has gotten so bad, though, that Republican members of the Judiciary Committee, now senators always have access to escort by DC police, or by Capitol Police, rather. Sorry, by Capitol Police. That the Capitol Police force was established to protect and serve members of the House. And so senators will often utilize their escort. But it has gotten so bad now, and the venom, the ferocity that we express our discontent is to such a degree that these folks that are sitting on the committee don't go anywhere now without an armed escort, because they've been in situations where they've been nearly attacked in public because of their stance, because of their view. God, nobody wins in this, guys. Nobody wins. I tell you, the biggest loser in this, the biggest loser in all of this, is the war on sexual assault, because it's lost. It's lost because those that are opposed to Judge Kavanaugh's nomination are going about it in such a way that their message is lost. And all anyone sees from the outside is hate fighting hate. When are we going to stop it? When is someone going to stop and say, I'm not going to retaliate? I'm going to embrace. How do we define love? How do we show love? We show love by listening. That's what love to me is. First and foremost is listening. It's not interjecting. It's not waiting for your turn to speak. It's listening. It's giving the other person the benefit of your undivided attention. What's our most precious resource, folks? What's our most precious resource? Time. Time is our most precious resource. It's more valuable than money. In some respects, it's more valuable than water and air, because you can't get back more time. We're creating breathable air all the time. We're blessed with water. We're blessed with the rains and the atmosphere. Time is something we can't get back. It is our most precious resource. You want to know how you show love? You give your enemy some of your time. That's how you show love. That's how I define love. If I'm giving you my time, my attention, my time is my attention, right? I'm not on my phone. I'm not multitasking. I'm listening to you. That's me showing you love. That's how you love your enemy. Step one, loving your enemy. Give your enemy your time, your undivided attention to hear and seek to understand their side. If we can do that, this love revolution can continue to grow. This love revolution can take off. So here's my challenge. My challenge to you all over the next week, next couple weeks is to give someone who you might not otherwise your time. Give them your undivided attention. Don't try to convince them. Don't try to change them. Just listen. Just listen attentively and seek to understand. And that's how you begin to show love. I appreciate your time. Shout outs to my boy Kendi that just jumped on. My brother and friend in the ministry, Elder Troy Herbert. Interesting enough, when we do take time to listen to each other, we begin to realize that not only are we saying the same thing, but in a different way, we also realize that we really want the same thing. I don't need to add any commentary to that. Yes, sir. Let me go ahead and like that comment right now. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So how would you convince yourself to do that if they hurt you? Actually, it's hard. It's the same thing with forgiveness. I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight. I'm not saying that you would even necessarily start with someone that has hurt you. Maybe you start with someone that represents something that you don't agree with, that represents something that you would work against, and you give that individual, that idea, some of your time, and you start small. It's the same thing with forgiveness, guys. I don't expect individuals that have lived through or are living through active trauma to wake up tomorrow morning and go to the perpetrator, to go to the aggressor and say, you know what? I forgive you. Charles told me that I should share the joy by spreading the love, and I forgive you. That will take some time, but we can get there, and we need to get there. And so, am I suggesting that we get there quickly? No, I'm suggesting that we get there though, and that we work towards it. This is not something that we're going to put off, guys. Until the Lord says something different. This is my mission. This is my call. I am pushing this thing like nobody's business. So at the very least, there's going to be one voice online and eventually in person. More to come on that. But there will be one voice that's kind of pushing this love revolution and pushing us to embrace and seek to understand and walk this thing out, because someone's got to break the cycle, and we can do it. We can do it together. You and I together, hand in hand, arm in arm, we can do it together. And there's more out there that's happening. So we just got to promote those stories. We have to promote those occasions. We have to promote those instances where love wins. We have to do it. If nobody else does it, we have to take that ownership. I want y'all to get out there and start just loving on folks. Just love on people. Embrace them. Give them your attention. Give them your time. Give them your energy, and see what happens. And I appreciate it. And Kendi, I appreciate the support. So let me wrap up with this. I told y'all an announcement was coming, so I appreciate your patience. We are going to start putting content out weekly. We're going to start, this format will probably still remain every other Thursday, but there'll be more content to come on a weekly basis. There'll be more videos to come. Some will be live, some will be pre-recorded, but there'll be more content to come, and we're going to be shifting everything to the Am I Still a Christian page. So please, I've sent out a bunch of invites. If I missed you, please let me know. Find the page. The page is Am I Still a Christian? My mug is the profile pic, so you won't miss it. But go ahead, and if you wouldn't mind, like the page, follow the page so that you get the updates. We'll start, putting content through that. And then, my timeline, my personal profile will start to take a different form. And, we're going to start doing some professional development activity and content through the Charles Botts, kind of main Facebook profile. So we're going to start doing some career development content, some professional development content. You all have started to see some of the fashion for professionals. My Instagram is linked to my Facebook, so you're starting to see some of that come through. So we're going to put some new and some interesting, some different content out there, and we will be, God willing, looking to start doing some of the episodes, some of the Am I Still a Christian episodes, at a venue where you'll be able to join us. If you're in the area, if you're local, you'll be able to join us in person, and we'll be live feeding from a venue. So we started to have some conversations, do some research, seek out some opportunities where we'll be able to do that, and I'm really excited. That's still a few months away. But I just wanted to tease it and let you all know that is coming. Thank you for those of you that joined us. Thank you for those of you that came on for a little while, maybe had to leave. Those of you that stayed on the whole time, please continue to share the videos. I'm putting them up on YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. The more subscriptions that I get, the more editing rights that I get as a YouTube creator. So, I'm trying to get to 100 subscriptions. I'm nowhere near there yet, but with your help, with your support, I know we can get there. Again, please continue to comment, ask questions, prayer requests. Throw the prayer requests in there. We read them, we put them out, we share them. Thank you so much for those of you that had been checking on Axel and continuing to pray for Axel. Please continue to pray for Axel. There has not been a significant change in his condition, so we're just going to continue to pray and believe God, and continue to stand for Axel and stand for his family. So if you have prayer requests, please put them in the comments. If you have questions, if you have other things that are on your mind, please go and continue to put those in the comments. I check them, I respond to them, and I put them out there. My mother had an interesting idea. So, Mom, I heard your advice. And so I do want to kind of close things out with a word of prayer for you, for your families, for your households, and for this word, this message that we're getting out. And so we just received a request. And so, Father, first, I want to ask that you would please watch over and protect Miss Ashley Velez and her family. We appreciate her support of the Am I Still a Christian, and for her faithful viewing, and for everyone that has joined. Father, please remember Tyron Harris and Kendi Omard and his family, Troy Herbert and his family, Dwight Shepard and his family. Father, please bless Marissa Morales and her family, Rachel Botts, my wife, Lord God, our family, Sunset Loving and her family. Lord, please bless Melissa Cordone and her family, Siobhan Brown Sims, Raquel Martinez, Lord, and their families. We are so grateful. Miss Ruth Davis, my mom, and her family are so grateful for everyone. Michael Obelamia that has joined us, and his family, and we're so thankful for the support that they show. And Lord, I pray that first this gathering, this group, brings you glory, that it is a good thing, that you are pleased with it. I'm praying, Lord, that you would help us to have the strength and the determination to walk out this love revolution. I'm praying that you would bless us with good health, that you would bless us with the resources that we need to support a lifestyle and a living that gives us the ability to continue to do the work that you've called each and every one of us to do. We are so honored that you have burdened us with this great message, and we thank you for the opportunity to share it with the world. I love you all. I appreciate you. Love you, Leo. Thanks for jumping on, brother. I know you probably got a bunch of things going on. Can't wait to see you in a couple weekends, man, when we're in downtown Hartford running that half marathon. Appreciate everyone. Love you all. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Comment, share, like, all that good stuff. Most importantly, continue to spread the joy or continue to spread the y'all, I got my own saying messed up. It's late. Continue to spread the joy by sharing the love. Appreciate you all. God bless.